So this week, for the SPED review, I decided to go look over some things that I didn't really know very much about, but I wanted to learn more about. One of the things that I thought was really interesting is this idea of low or no code development. You would think it would be counterproductive as a, IT or software developer to look into things that would cause you to do less of it. But the power to produce products and apps and such with this development method is mind-changing. So it changed my mind. So what is low-code platforms? Make it easy to develop something with dragging and dropping within a GUI that basically has functionality behind it. So there are a lot of apps out there that help you, or platforms that help you do this with graphical interfaces that basically have already predefined uh, different types of methods and applications and such. So there are we know the classic models that programming comes along is, you've all heard of probably of waterfall, agile, scrum, DevOps, CD. These are all just classic programming. It's They have different processes, different positives and negatives to each of them. Then there's also classic programming has to do with frameworks, as well as IDEs, repositories, whether language you're going to be using. Basically, there's no end to the programming problems. So, common low coding platforms. One that I have used personally is Microsoft Power Apps and Appian, and there are a few others there. They are just programs that allow you to grab a function that you've already programmed or already working on, or a function that they already have set up. So, like, they need to access database for phone numbers, for example, or you need to hook a website, or you need to do some type of microservice. It makes it really super easy to just set that up by someone that has little or no experience um, to do that. So what are the primary goals for the low code development? First is the scalability. Scalability probably is the biggest section of this overall low cost development. Uh, we've all been in a situation where development gets kind of complex, where you can't chew down all the items. Um, that you just lose, you know, perspective. And then it comes to cost. The more that you have to program, the more higher the cost, as well as to create and maintain that program. That is one of the advantages, is that you don't have to really worry about the cost because it's so quick to make something new, or to grab a new, to make a new plugin or whatever. Legacy. We've all been where it's probably been, we've outdated programs or used a protocol, or we have used a function call, for example, for a language, and it no longer works for some reason. The no or low development basically takes care of that because it does on the back end. And then you don't have to worry really about language. You can just, you don't have to know a language. A lot of these, you can just grab a function and put it in there, and it just runs. Um, and it just evolves with technology. Um, the agility, the amount of apps and microservices and such that you can push out with the no or low code development is quite significant. I was able to, before doing this presentation, I was like, oh, let me try to do this app and that app, and apps that I did back with first, second year software engineering. I was able to do it within a few seconds. I was like, oh, this is kind of silly. But it makes it a lot quicker to drop and paste and copy and move functions around and follow flows. So, and then the compatibility, like I said, you can reuse components. Like, say that you set a component up, you like it, you can copy that whole component and throw it into another feature, and it's very much visual. If you want to have your IT specialist make a custom one, you can. You can be able to make a custom plugin or a custom app, or custom whatever. And then you can cross discipline. You can basically have a marketer be a programmer, and programmer be a marketer. You can be able to go between. You don't have to have any formal training for that. So there are a few cases of this being used. Would be a mobile application. Mobile applications, everyone wants to look for that. Everyone's on a mobile device. Then you have custom apps, which healthcare, you can't just use a standard app. You have to have certain limitations or restrictions. And then you have microservices, so like Amazon and other services like Netflix. You have a lot of these microservices on the back end that are provided. So thank you so much.